Mrs. Goth Exotic's got a new pet. And I'll be showing him to you in a second, but this is just give you a hint what it is. A tarantula tub that I have on hand here. That was a previous enclosure to one of our other tarantulas we had in the past. Unfortunately, R.I.P. Dirt. He passed away of old age. Fortunately, males just don't tend to live that long in a lot of species of tarantula. It's unfortunate. I was really hoping he was a female, but it happens. This won't be his permanent home. This guy's going to be a lot smaller, so he won't even need the upgrade that Dirt did. But we're going to get him more of a fancy little tarantula crib that we just kind of stick him probably just going to sit on top of probably my desk, to be quite honest. He's probably going to sit right there. And I'm just going to vibe away and just, move him gently if I need to. And I'll show you guys and talk about what species that is. But first, let's get this all set up. Again, we got these magnolia pods. I want to include these as some botanicals. He won't benefit much off that, and we can't add isopods. Isopods and tarantulas, I've never heard of anyone doing it, and I will not do it. Also, this tub would just be taken over, first of all. But I've heard, not witnessed, but heard that they can injure tarantulas when the tarantula is molting. Especially more aggressive species like lavis, like dairy cows and milkbacks and oranges and all that. They're a little protein hungry, but I do plan on putting some springtails. Springtails are harmless to them, and they just help clean up any little bug bits that are left behind from my personal cleaning, like a wing or something. And this will be a great hiding place for them, and just generally look kind of neat in the enclosure. I'm either going behind this as a terracotta pot. This is broken out in the back, but it's all sanded down, so it's completely smooth, not going to cut anything. I mean, maybe putting it kind of like this as the beginning of a burrow. And just for some adjusting this, just for some groundage to cover, maybe climb over a little bit, just so it feels a little bit more naturalistic and we have a little bit more terrain. He's probably going to go all the way up to here and burying. He's not, again, super big. He's still a juvenile. Okay, I just kind of went and got a bag of this soil mix I have. This is actually meant for isopods. It's ridiculously rich for a tarantula. But believe it or not, this actually will work quite well. Especially since I want to keep springtails in here. I'm not going to pack that in too much, but just a little firm so they have the actual real pleasure of digging in, so it holds a burrow a little better. Just me packing in the dirt and rambling about. Something. This is not an arboreal, this is a terrestrial species. So he's not going to be climbing everywhere and all that. But I just figured I'd give him something to kind of roam around on, get a more enjoyable feel to his enclosure, if that makes sense. I'm going to place one of those here, one of those here. Actually, I'm going to add some leafletta. This will help the isopods I add thrive and just give him some natural camouflage. I'm going to more crush this up though, so it's more kind of random than whole chunks. This is pretty big like oak leaf litter. So it'll just drown the enclosure if we don't. Alright, see, we're just going to kind of break it up into chunks here like that. Maybe not crush, but just rip. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to pack that in a little bit more. So he has to personally dig it out. Just going to kind of loosely pack it into the entrance. And then we're going to just kind of barely right at the top make a hole. Because again, I want to encourage the natural act of actually burrowing and getting his own crib all set up just to the depth and everything he likes. Slide that kind of in the corner. Put this littler one like right here. There we go. A cutesy enclosure. Nothing too fancy. And he'll have a little water dish probably right here in this corner. So again, nothing too absolutely fancy. But we got that nice little starter hide. And this is just loosely packed in here again with a little kind of divot towards just the very top, so to encourage that's where he wants to go and dig out. It's a nice loose where it's more packed down around. He can burrow wherever he wants, but I would like to encourage him to burrow in there. Just a little branch for some levels, and this is higher on this end and lower, again, to encourage burrowing on this end. It actually opens this way, so it's easy to feed him. He'll get a tarantula crib in the future and get a real nice upgrade. He'll probably sit right here in the corner. But until then, until he gets big enough, there's not much of a point. He's just a little guy right now, but let's go grab him. Okay, now I don't know what the temperament is like on these species. I heard, in general, that they're okay. This is a Honduran curly hair. I've heard they're actually quite placid when it comes to tarantulas. Looks like they're a little bit... I want some more Webbers, but my wife wanted a fluffy one. So she got her fluffy one. Now, I do know these guys throw urticating hair, so I'm going to stand up when I first irritate him, just so he doesn't throw them in my face. I'm just going to gently... See? Right there. You see that? That was him tossing urticating hairs at me. Good thing I moved my face. And we're just going to kind of gently nudge him with the paintbrush to get him in his enclosure. There you go. There we go. Oh, look at him. Absolutely gorgeous. Nobody's put some nicer pictures of him up on Facebook and Instagram if you want to look, but he is gorgeous. Look at that. The hair is actually a lot more pink than it looks, to be quite honest. We're probably scaring him a little bit, so we won't film him too much more. We're going to leave him alone here in a minute, but you've seen him throw that urticating hair at me. And this is his scientific name, if anyone wants to know. Again, this is quite a big enclosure for this guy. He is quite small. Like, for reference, my hand here. So he does have plenty of space in here. We'll get him a little bit bigger of an enclosure as he grows. Although he's not going to get too much bigger. Absolutely gorgeous little guy. Follow YouTube or Facebook for any updates. Maybe a feeding video in the future as a short. Like and subscribe. Peace out.